But I just think I think Betebieve is going to do well. I'm a big fan of him. I'm being biased. I feel asking that question.
Two of the most feared and skilled light heavyweight fighters of this generation, Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol, are just hours away from a showdown that promises to be massive.
Punch him once, for fun, just for fun. Like this.
The power that Beterbiev brings to the table and the ring IQ of Bivol set the stage for a battle that blends experience, age, injuries, and explosive power against impeccable timing and precision. Some pros are already sharing their predictions on this highly anticipated fight, and they are:
No, not 50-50. One, Beterbiev is 38 years old. Beterbiev has been down.
Yes.
Bivol has never been down.
a notable perspective comes from Floyd Mayweather Jr., a man who needs no introduction in the world of boxing. Initially, Mayweather leaned towards the wrecking ball that is Betebieve. However, as time has passed, his stance has slightly wavered. "I see this as a 50-50 fight," Mayweather remarked.
Is known as the puncher, but he's not just a puncher, his balance, his ring IQ. Bivol is not just a stick and move boxer, he's physically.
The boxing world is on the edge of its seat as two of the most feared and skilled light heavyweight fighters of this generation, Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol, are just hours away from a showdown that promises to be massive. This fight, blending the explosive power and ferocity of Betebieve with the impeccable timing and precision of Bivol, has experts and fans alike buzzing with anticipation. A strong perspective comes from Floyd Mayweather Jr., a man who needs no introduction in the world of boxing. Initially, Mayweather leaned towards the wrecking ball that is Betebieve. However, as time has passed and Betebieve has turned 39 and come off an injury, Mayweather's confidence in his initial pick has slightly wavered. "I see this as a 50-50 fight," Mayweather remarked, acknowledging the shadow of age and injury that could haunt Betebieve, a fighter known for his devastating power. Mayweather explained his cautious stance, saying, "I favored Artur Beterbiev when this match against Dmitry Bivol was first announced. But with every passing month and Betebieve turning 39 years old and coming off an injury, I doubt my initial pick more now." He acknowledged that while Betebieve's strength lies in his ability to command attention with his explosive punches, age and injuries could be game-changing factors. Despite his hesitations, Mayweather isn't ready to completely abandon his original choice. "I will hesitantly stick with my first instinct because Betebieve is a master of manipulation in the ring. Part of a boxer's mandate is to get the judges to watch him instead of his opponent, and few do that more efficiently than Betebieve." On the flip side, Mayweather cannot ignore Bivol's clinical style. Few are better than Bivol at stopping offensive forces like Canelo Alvarez with their jab and incredible sense of timing. Bivol dismantled one of boxing's greatest, Canelo, with precision, speed, and finesse. Mayweather concluded, "My gut leans toward Dmitry Bivol, but only by a thin margin. I see a scenario where Betebieve is able to stay inside and use his power to score points, if not knockdowns, but in the end, I'm going with a majority decision in favor of Bivol, and yes, it is controversial." Fresh off his loss to Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua has his own reasons for excitement about this fight. Even in the midst of recovering from his own battles, Joshua has been a fan of both fighters for years, and his respect for their skills is evident. "An amazing fight, a wonderful blend of styles," Joshua said. While Joshua is known for his own blend of power and precision, he admires the way Betebieve dismantles his opponents with sheer brutality. "I was fortunate to witness Betebieve's brand of violence in person when he took apart the very capable Callum Smith in January, and he was a sight to behold." Joshua sees a different outcome for the Betebieve versus Bivol matchup. "I expect Bivol to use his skills to box his way into an early lead," he predicts, showcasing his understanding of how Bivol can frustrate power punchers. Betebieve will inch his way forward, slowly turning the screws and start to come into things in the second half of the fight. However, Joshua doesn't see Bivol holding on for the full 12 rounds. Instead, he envisions a scenario reminiscent of Alexander Gvozdyk, who Betebieve broke down in brutal fashion. I think as we head toward the championship rounds, Bivol will be tiring and Betebieve, in a similar manner to how he beat down Gvozdyk, will get a late stoppage. Betebieve TKO in the 10th. As one of the most calculated fighters in the sport today, Errol Spence's ability to break down opponents and dissect matchups is second to none. When it comes to Betebieve versus Bivol, Spence is ready to see fireworks. I can't wait for this fight. Best matchup of the year on paper, Spence said. He quickly points out a factor that many fans might overlook. Both men are similar in height and length and have had similar activity levels in the 2020s. On paper, they match up well, but the differences lie in their styles and physical conditions. Spence makes it clear that while Betebieve has been a force of nature, his career hasn't been without setbacks. Betebieve has suffered injuries and cuts throughout his career. In fact, it was a meniscus tear Betebieve suffered in the spring that postponed this bout until now. These injuries have taken their toll, and Spence believes they will catch up to Betebieve. While acknowledging Betebieve's dominance, Spence is betting on Bivol's technical prowess to see him through. My belief is that Dmitry Bivol has the right style and temperament to beat Artur Beterbiev. Give me Bivol by unanimous decision. For Spence, it comes down to a question of timing. Bivol is younger, fresher, and able to withstand Beterbieve's pressure. He sees Bivol staying composed, sticking to his game plan, and outboxing Betebieve over the distance. But as we've learned with Betebieve, the danger is always there in every round, waiting for that one mistake that could end the fight instantly. Josh Taylor, another top name in boxing, lays down his thoughts on Artur Beterbiev. In boxing, few things are as intimidating as a fighter who has never left his opponent standing, Taylor said. However, Taylor acknowledges that even perfection has limits. For all of Beterbieve's dominance in the ring, there's a shadow behind him, and that's time. Not even perfection can withstand time, Taylor added, reflecting on the fact that Betebieve, who turns 40 in January, is nearing the end of his physical prime. Taylor points out that the fight had to be postponed due to the injury Betebieve sustained, a telling sign of the toll that years of brutal combat have taken on his body. Time is at his doorstep, Taylor continued. Injuries are an inevitable part of a boxer's life, but for a fighter like Betebieve, whose entire style revolves around overwhelming physicality, those injuries are particularly dangerous. Every time he steps into the ring, he's betting that his body can hold up long enough to deliver that knockout blow. On the other side of the ring stands Bivol, a fighter 6 years younger and still in his prime at 33. Bivol, with his calm and calculated approach, is the antithesis of Betebieve's violent, knockout-seeking style. He's methodical, using his footwork, jab, and tactical intelligence to frustrate his opponents, as he did against Canelo Alvarez. For Taylor, this is key in the late rounds. Canelo was exhausted and in the end beaten, Taylor said. It was Bivol's cool-headed approach, his patience, and his refusal to be drawn